Dudes, welcome back to Duty's Daggers. We're doing a cut test today on an epic cutter, man. The Spyderco Delica 4 in K390 blade steel. And this is the Wharncliff version of the knife. Ever since I recently got a paramilitary 2 in a Wharncliff, I have been just really digging Spyderco's Wharncliff blade shape, so I decided to get the Delica Wharncliff. And I've always wanted to try Spyderco's K390 blade steel. I've always heard it's some of the best, and I'm really super excited to do a cut test video on this knife. I haven't cut anything with it yet. This is the factory edge. Haven't even stropped it. I just can't wait, man. I already love the knife. It's a lock back. It's just really satisfying to use. Get a really nice click opening and shutting it. I can tell this is going to be one of my favorite knives. So you can see very easily slicing paper. This has very thin blade stock. I knew as soon as I saw it that it was going to be a mega slicer, and you will see throughout this video it absolutely is. So starting off on the regular thickness cardboard, it's going to be like there's nothing there for the Delica here. Going against the grain on a couple cuts too. Absolute butter. Absolute butter. All right, let's step it up. Let's go to the double thickness cardboard. There you go. Had to make a cut here because yes, I think somebody walked up and started talking to me. So double thickness cardboard. Here we go. It's going to be nothing for this knife. You know, this double thickness stuff, with a lot of knives, you actually have to put a pretty good amount of pressure into your cut to get through it, just because it's really thick stuff. But man, this is just such a thin blade that it absolutely breezes through it. It felt very similar to the single thickness cardboard. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a little harder to get through, but holy crap, man. Let's test the edge after all the cardboard. Excellent bitey edge that we still have on there. All right, let's do some cutting down on the board here. Just testing, seeing if the centering has moved at all. Nope, centering is perfect. Still pretty stiff. I can thumb flick it if I give it a little bit of wrist, but doesn't. I don't care. I don't care if I can flick it or not. All right, let's do the glove test. Rolling up this old glove here. Do some cuts on it. Absolute destruction. Absolute destruction. I am not pushing that hard. I'm really not. One pull through, and it's all the way through. Unbelievable. This might be one of the better performers of this test that I have ever tried, that I've ever done. Just insane, man. Doing some utility cuts on the leather. This Wharncliff is so aggressive. It's such an aggressive tip that utility cuts are just you feel so in control of the tip, and it's so thin. You'll see in a minute I do like some kind of curvy cuts on the cardboard. You have so much control of the tip. If I was doing some detail work, like cutting out leather or cutting out anything really, this would be maybe the best knife in my collection for that. Utility cuts, you don't have to raise your wrist up that high at all to get to the tip. Just absolutely destroying. I know I'm saying destroying a lot, but man, look at this. Just really clean cuts, able to get really thin pieces of the cardboard. I'm so happy already with how this is doing. Alright, just testing out some curves. Look at that, man. clean as hell. We have a thin enough tip that you're able to get around these curves without really bunching up the cardboard. Alright, let's start with the hard stuff, the strap. This is a wide strap. I'm not sure if the Delica will get through it because just because it's a shorter blade. You know, they might not have time to get through it before you have slipped out. But man, it was close. It was so close, like 7/8 of the way through. And that's really just due to the length of the blade. I'm gonna try it again here. So close. I mean, it breezes through the stuff, but you know, you slide out of the cut before it can get all the way. Let's move on to the rope. Check this shit out, dude. This is the best rope cutter I've ever tried. I'm not even trying. If you watch my cut test videos, you know how much pressure I have to put into these cuts a lot of times to get through it. Dude, look at that. I just cut it like 5 times. Like it was nothing. Nothing. I don't know if you can hear me in the video, but I'm actually laughing. I'm so happy and I'm just laughing at how well it cuts. It's insane. All right, let's see where our edge is at. Let's get some paper. Damn, dude. The edge is still really bitey. I'm telling you, man. I have not seen edge retention like this, maybe ever. Aside from maybe my 15V Manix 2. It was very close. But man, I don't know if it remained this bitey. This is very incredible. I mean, look at that. Long cuts. After all that testing, we cut more rope than we usually do. I mean, just awesome, man. It doesn't even need to be stropped, but I'm going to strop it a little bit just to kind of see how it responds. But I've never said that after the testing, that it doesn't need to be stropped at all. Usually we're just trying to get it back to a point where it can cut paper at all. I suggest you follow along with all these cut test videos because I cut the same material the same amount of times every time. So if you kind of have been watching the cut tests, then you'll be able to judge a little bit better on exactly how well these knives are doing. So the stropping did bring it back to even sharper. I'm just so impressed. So impressed. Ergonomically, you know, it's kind of funny. If I had been really gripping this knife, pushing through cuts as hard as I could, the clip would have been a little bit of a hot spot. But the blade was so sharp and just so easily passed through materials that I wasn't even gripping the knife that hard. So it wasn't a hot spot. It's kind of crazy. I'm just cutting some more cardboard just for the hell of it. It's just, it passes through just incredibly well. I'm gonna cut another strap now that I've done a tiny bit of stropping. Bam! Look at that, baby! All the way through. This is an incredible knife. I think you would be very hard-pressed to find a better cutter, better slicer, better day-to-day EDC knife for this price out there. I'm not sure you would be able to find something better. This cost me, I think, around 120 bucks, maybe 130. You can get this knife for 88 bucks in VG10, but man, I would really recommend you get some K390. If you haven't experienced K390 from Spyderco, you're really in for a treat. It's nuts. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video before you bounce out, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.